Fine sunny conditions. The breeze from the north, it's blowing across the ground away from us towards the outer side of the ground. Carlton going right to left in the first quarter. Madden wins the first tap. Down to Gleeson. Wide to Hannah. And the Blues off and running straight away. Spalding gathers, but it comes back to Hannah, who was belted down after he got rid of the hand pass. Kick by Hannah, well inside the 50. All Brisbane should have been marked by Hart. Gleeson the hand pass to Bradley. Fires the hand pass to Bond. In the forward pocket, Bond snaps. Just offline. First scorer behind in the first minute.
Martin Leslie to bring it back in. Quite a cool day in Melbourne. The breeze, as Dipper mentioned, is strong. Leslie goes towards the outer side. Spalding's in front, over the top Clark. This is Lambert, hard against the boundary line. Clever hand pass. Lehman from half back towards centre field. Awkward looking kick. Hamilton an opportunity. Well picked up by McAdam. Christou got him. Hamilton scrambles it forward down towards left half forward. It bounces towards the boundary line. Lynch is in front. Good hand pass. Got it back to support. This is Fletcher about 70 metres from goal. Little chip pass inside the 50. Pios came at it. Couldn't hang on. McAdam went down. Christou missed it. This is Lambert. Close quarters got it to Pios. And Pios was taken high and will get the free kick. Paul Pios will kick from just outside the 50. Has been in rare form in recent weeks. Puts it high into the breeze. It's falling in just a little bit short. Clears the line because they were intertwined, those two men on the line. So behind, first blood to the Brisbane Bears.
Merritt and McIver out of the selected side for Brisbane, replaced by Craven and Hart. And Barry Mitchell out of Carlton selected side, replaced by Diulio. Short pass in, finds Christou. So Carlton without Greg Williams and Barry Mitchell, the two former Sydney Swans. On his knees is Madden. Nearly the tallest bloke in the competition, had to go low for that one. Takuta Fides, the kick to centre half forward, Kernahan, and Frigo just half a metre behind. Kick by Kernahan wide, and Cook takes the mark. And didn't they prove a valuable two-pronged forward attack Friday last week against North Melbourne? James Cook, the youngster from Tasmania, took a couple of sensational marks.
Yes, he did. Especially that third quarter, Drew. He took 3 enormous marks. 2 of them, I'm sure, would vie for the Mark of the Year competition. Terrific efforts by him, both of those marks. And I think Earl Spalding could well testify to that.
Sore head.
Very sore ear from one of the leaps from James Cook.
Cook going for the first goal of the game. 35 metres out. It hangs in the breeze, but gets there. And already Carlton's marking supremacy showing out. 4 marks to nothing.
Just have a look at the replay. Good play there by Madden, getting the ball to Koutafidis, who's playing across. Well, I thought he was half back, but he is playing on the wing. Koutafidis, a big boy playing on the wing. A lot of size about him and running pace. Very pacey player. Got the ball quickly to Koutafidis. Didn't waste time into that forward line for the goal.
Carlton by 6 points. Rucks go at it. Clark gets it down. This is Lynn against the flow. Koutafidis boots towards half forward. Missed by White. Opportunity behind. Picked up by Spalding over the top. Hogg in traffic. Did very well in a tight situation. Feeds Hannah just outside the 50. Gleeson on the overlap. Moves inside the 50. Goes down towards full forward. The breeze pushes it right. And it bounces through for a behind. Carlton lead by 7 points. And there's the time remaining.
Tough task for Frigo on Kernahan.
Yes, won't be easy for him. Kick towards the outer side. Spalding on his chest. Hannah wants it. Hannah's got it. In space. The hand pass not all that good. He runs down towards the 50. Still he goes, Hannah. Pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Frigo, awkward one. Played it well. Came to meet it. McLean in front. Leslie towards the boundary. And it's out of bounds in the pocket.
Yes, Frigo, Rudy Frigo, playing only his 6th game here at Princes Park this afternoon, picking up Stephen Kernahan, who's been at Carlton since 1986 and led the goal kicking every year since he's been at the club.
Kernahan wins the tap. Gleeson robes it. Off to Hogg. Open goal. Well, Matthew Hogg had a few chances against North Melbourne. and should have kicked more goals than he did, but his first kick today, full points.
Yes, he's become a very important player in this Carlton side. Matthew Hogg, since being recruited from Footscray, where he had a lot of injury problems, and of course played a State of Origin game this year for Victoria. He had a couple of groin operations. He was dogged by injury early in his career, but has certainly found his niche here at Carlton.
Blues have made a blistering start, 2 goals to 1 behind. Umpires today, Peter Carey, Murray Bird and Greg Scroop. Up we go in the middle, and Clark, the youngster, beats Madden. Brown gets the ball clear. Blues midfield looking very dangerous. Bradley, away he goes to Dean. Kick too far. Leslie, a good punch. Out towards the defensive 50 to Fletcher. His kick is good to McAdam, centre wing, and he takes the mark just in front of McKay. Gilbert McAdam, whose start with the Bears interrupted by a broken jaw pre-season, up towards half forward. Lynch couldn't take the mark. Comes down to Lehman. Back to Fletcher. Inside the 50. Madden uncontested.
Big Justin. They love him at Prince's Park. And why not? Great servant of the team. He drives it down towards centre wing. Up in front is Spalding. Fisted away by White. Taken by Lehman. Close to the boundary line. Fletcher in strife. White, clever hand pass. Got it to Lambert. This is McLean. Ashcroft in space now. Forward of half back. Comes down towards half forward. Pios on the lead. Closing him down. Silvani. Well done. This is Lynn. Wide of the pack. He's at right half back. Goes to the wing. Bond can't get there in time. It's out of bounds on the full. Troy Bond. Fine acquisition. Lehman goes down towards half forward for his team. It fell forward. Taken by Francis. Hurried kick towards the pocket. And Sexton happy to push it across the line. So a boundary throw in about 15 metres around from the behind post. Left full forward for the Brisbane Bears. 8-3 in the past. Counts for nothing this afternoon, of course. Madden gained about 10 metres. That was all. This is McAdam in a tight situation. Lambert, he's been busy early. Gets it to Troy Clark about 75 metres from goal. Pulls it back, or tried to. Kurtafiti's got in the road. Well done. Held it in the one hand and kicks down towards half forward. Loose bouncing ball. Kernahan gets it away to Heber. Sweeping hand pass to Bond. Back it comes to Heber. Can he find the goal? This time he has. He couldn't kick a goal against North Melbourne in the last round. Late in the game, missed some sitters. That was a good left footer.
Well, you don't see many better build-ups than this. Starting at half back from Kurtafiti's. There he is, a tumbling kick into the forward line. And look at this exchange of hand passes from the Carlton side. Over the top, Bond, back again to Hoover. And well finished off that running left foot snapshot. Terrific effort.
$20 points to 1. Great start for the Blues. Madden wins in the middle. Look at the roving by Gleeson. The Blues on fire. Gleeson to full forward. Kernahan just underneath the ball. Great pick up by Leslie. One-handed slap up the ground. The umpire says throw it in, boundary umpire. Back out towards the 50. Betting for the game. Well, Carlton 4-1 on. Brisbane 9-4. Clark in ruck this time against Kernahan. Clark's been a sensation this year. He palms down and gets his own ball. Gleeson. Well read by Michael McLean. Best and fairest for the Bears last year. Ball jolted out. Gets the hand pass away to Voss. His kick towards centre wing. Madden takes his third mark. Oh, he didn't take it. Play on. Off the ground goes Francis. A 45-metre kick. Silvani front position. Gets away from Pios. The hand pass too high for Dean. Chance here for Hamilton. A high ball to the goal square. Starcevic is there, but can't get it. And through it goes for a behind. Off Shane Hamilton.
That kick certainly carrying a long way with the breeze there from Shane Hamilton. Starcevic looked as if he may have been able to get back there and take that mark, but the breeze very strong here at Prince's Park this afternoon.
Silvani to Lynn. Deep in the pocket. Tony Lynn comes to the wing. Dean in space. Terrible marking by Brisbane. Kurtafiti's on the overlap. Goes down towards half forward. Spalding knocked away by White. Spalding on his knees. Keeps it alive. White gets back to trap it. Now he's got problems. Strong tackle by Heber. Holding the ball. Umpire Carey making that decision. A Victorian umpire, a West Australian and a Queenslander operating today. Kernahan takes the mark, and the Queenslander is setting the mark. He's the one with his suntan.
Yeah, very tough job for the Brisbane backline with two really good forwards here in James Cook and Steve Kernahan. Kernahan taking this mark on the lead. Frigo just getting out of position there, and much better judgment shown by the Carlton skipper Steve Kernahan.
Going at his first. Was missed narrowly, I fancy, to the left-hand side. Good build-up again. And Carlton stretched their lead. They're out by 19 points now.
Martin Leslie kicking in. It's into the breeze coming this way. Kutafides a very early leap. Spalding. He's caught. Good tackle by Gastev. Ashcroft. Running by Gastev. He's got it, John Gastev. Well done. Back to Ashcroft. Kick over centre wing. Lynch. Oh, should have taken the mark. He's run down by McKay. Tackle carried him forward. Then McKay has barreled. Ange Christou. Hand pass is good to Brown. In he goes to McKay. Some sort of a hand pass over the top. Kutafides, good gather. Not for the first time today. Brown floats one to McKay. Taps on. Gleeson. Brown just inside the boundary line. McLean approaches the ball straight at it. A high ball to Lambert. Quick hands. Adrian Fletcher up towards half forward. Lynch again might have taken the mark once he got his hand to it. Cornered. Centering kick with the breeze to the goal square. Off hands it goes. Starcevic kicks a goal. The Bears break the ice.
Well, I think Sexton may have felt that he was pushed in the back there by Starcevic. However, the Brisbane Bears getting their first goal through Craig Starcevic, who's... Let's have a look at this in replay. Sexton in front.
Oh.
A bit of a nudge out there, Dennis, I thought.
I think so.
And Sexton just looked up amazed that the umpire hadn't awarded that free kick. Definite push out there by Craig Starcevic.
Margin 13 points. Madden on the burst, if you don't mind. Through the middle, kicks inside the 50. Kernahan. So it could be a quick response to that rather lucky goal at the other end. Kernahan will kick from 25 metres out, still going after his first. Kicks hard through the ball. That's better. Goal. 4-3, 1-2. Carlton lead.
Steve Kernahan now with 42 goals against his name for the season. He's been a fantastic player at Carlton since starting in 1986. And there's Big Justin doing the roving this time. Didn't compete in the ruck. The bounce didn't favour him, and Steve Kernahan taking that tumble punt. The mark out in front, giving Rudy Frigo a little bit of trouble at the moment.
Back in the middle, and Matthew Clark approaches Madden this time. It really is the pupil and the master here today. Differing ends of the experience scale. Ashcroft out of a hard pack there. Just clears the centre square. Christou. Kick out to centre wing. Gleeson for the Blues. And Hamilton sees it out and will have a throw in. Gleeson's made a bursting start to this game. 7 possessions already. And we've been playing about 14 minutes. Madden and Clark doing battle once more. Actually, Ashcroft gets that one to McAdam. The hand pass wide. Fletcher, he's been prominent for the Bears. Just pushed down as he got rid of his kick. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Adrian Fletcher, 6 possessions.
Good work there by McKay. Just putting that extra pressure on Fletcher. That's happened a couple of times to Fletcher this afternoon already. Just not quick enough to burst away.
Thrown in. Madden in front. Gets it down decisively to Brown, who boots it down towards half forward. Awkward bounce for all and sundry. Gastev picks it up. Men on in the middle, one of whom is Voss. He's got it now, Voss. The run of it at least down towards half forward. He runs inside the 50, settles, goes goalward. Christou is down there. It pitches. Christou got a hand of the ball, well played. And Silvani puts it in reverse. Gets it to Lynn eventually. Lynn comes to the members' side. Kutafides, who started well. Kutafides pulls it around the corner. Interesting kick. It comes down towards the wing. McKay's got the run of it, keeps it alive. Good aggressive football by Carlton. Gleeson goes to Bradley. He knew he was in trouble. Back to Koutafidis. Koutafidis, the high floater down towards half forward. McLean, almost a clever mark. Cook over the ball now for Carlton. A runner inside. Well, that's interesting. Goes to Gleeson. Gleeson about 65 metres out, centres the ball. Kernahan is down there. It bounces back to Kernahan. This should be a goal. Hannah is wide. Comes back against them. Hand passes back now to Spalding. Not well played by Carlton. And the kick bounces out of bounds in the pocket. Well, Hannah had to take it and keep going to his right.
Yeah, the hand pass wasn't great, was it, from Steve Kernahan? Hannah had to wait for the bounce, which he did. It didn't set up for him immediately. But certainly should have done better with that opportunity, the Blues.
Chance here for the Blues. Bit of a fumble by Voss. Heaver. Gastev. Trouble for Ashcroft. Down he goes. He might take a free kick. Yeah, Marcus Ashcroft, who's leading the Bears possession winners for the season, coming up for his 4th kick. Breeze a little bit hard to fathom, mostly across the ground. So that kick into the breeze from there to Voss. He floats a hand pass too high for McLean. Gastev. Bradley nearly gets him. Voss kept going, fortunately for the Bears. The hand pass is good to Mickey McLean. Not too good off the right. Shocking kick, really. And Lynn, against his old team, played for the Bears in '88. Takes the mark. Long kick, defensive side of the ground for Hannah. Ball sits on its end. Chance for Lehman. Goes off the ground. Good play. Lynn again. Pass is good. Gleeson. Oh, too hot for him. Couldn't take the mark. Away he goes to Brown. They're running now. Sexton, a long kick. Kernahan's there. Through for a behind.
Yes, Brisbane so very good in the first quarter last week. They jumped Collingwood early. But this week it's been completely in reverse. 8 shots to 3, 28 points to 8.
Here's Leslie to bring it in. Lappin, about 40 metres from goal. Promising youngster. Goes short. Lambert. His 5th possession. His first kick goes down towards the wing. Well weighted kick too. Clark. Lynch wants it down the ground.
He had a chance, Dennis. He had a chance. Too slow.
Lynch was the man. Eventually, belatedly, it comes down towards Lynch. Surrounded, as you can see now. Different set of circumstances. Dean gets back, feeds it across to Christou. Unloads with a high kick. He kicks it a long way, Ange Christou. Up went Gastev. Knocked it down. Well played by Voss. Gets it away to White, who chips it out wide, and Lappin's got it. Brisbane, not good starters. In fact, their best first quarter this season, 40 points, or rather 30 points. Fletcher's got it, gets it across to Lambert, who fumbled. Hamilton throws, says the umpire.
Well, they were slick last week, not so slick this week, the Bears. Lambert making a meal of this one. The two-handed hand pass. The umpire right on the spot there to pick that one up.
And just going back to those 30 points, that ranks 15th in the league.
Punch by Leslie behind. Madden really looks fired up today. Harry Madden. The kick bouncing near the 50. Gleeson been prominent with Madden's dominance. Here's Madden again. A little palm to Brown. Back to Gleeson. They're losing ground in possession. Now inside the 50 to Spalding. Knocked away from him. Bond at the back. Now Spalding a chance. Heaver on the run. His left footer is across the face of goal. And a defensive mark taken by Rudy Frigo, who's played 5 times for the Bears prior to today for 4 wins. And there wouldn't be a Bear in history with a record like that.
Complacency's his danger.
A juggler there by Hannah. No mark. Now he's got it. Around Lehman he goes. Hand pass, bit of trouble for Christou, but he's got great pace and he gets out of it. Kick by Christou. Into the breeze. Kernahan. Front of the pack, McAdam. Kernahan, another chance. Tries to ride the tackle.
He's got a free kick, I think. Kernahan too high.
Yep.
Against Rudy Frigo. And Kernahan will have a free kick right on the boundary line.
Let's have a look at this again. There it is. The tackle obviously over the left shoulder there of Kernahan.
Now this gives you a great shot of his kick for goal. And the flag's right at his back from this pocket. Stephen Kernahan's kick. 1 goal, 1. Carlton a 4-4 to 1-2. He improves the angle, but hooks it back too far.
Here's the time remaining. The margin 21 points. Could have been greater. Robert Walls anxious.
That's
Martin
been the
Leslie.
advantage of Cook for Carlton. Is a really good defender, has had to go on to Cook, Leslie, and you give a youngster Kernahan.
Leslie towards the outer side, and Lehman pushes it across the line.
Well, they've got the problem there, Drew, also with Richard Champion, of course, out suspended. And there's a centre breaks. Carlton, a big dominance in that area so far early in the match. But as I was saying, Champion has had a terrific season, out suspended for 3 weeks after the Essendon game. So there's really has left a gap there in the Brisbane Bears defence.
Ball out of bounds again. So 4-5-1-2. In fact, Champion suspended twice this season. Probably having his best season, nevertheless, in the AFL. Wait for the throw in. Cook goes up and does the rucking. It falls wide of the pack. Gleeson, an opportunity, gets it across to Fraser Brown, who hooks it back, and I think he's missed. He has. Narrowly, but a behind nevertheless. 4-6 plays 1-2.
Bears also missing Chris Scott, who's nearly the recruit of the year, and Andrew Buse.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. Chris Scott's been magnificent in his first year. He has a hamstring problem.
You can add all those up and you can say, well, it'll be balanced by the absence of one player for Carlton, Greg Williams, missing his first game for the year. Bears free kick here to be taken by Adrian Fletcher, who's had a bright start to the game. 8 possession. Hamilton. Short pass. Pios in front.
Oh, well done.
Magnificent spoil by Silvani. Sexton had it spent before he got it.
Yes, well, Silvani having a magnificent season, Drew, at full back.
Honestly, he looks like a draft horse the way he runs, but he can sprint. He is quick.
That was a terrific effort by Steve Silvani to get the fist of the ball there.
Oh, Madden absolutely dominating in the ruck. Bears at ground level. Fletcher lost control of it. Gleeson to Hogg. Bradley at centre wing. Lightning hands. Bond. Ex-Port Adelaide player. The kick to centre half forward, and this time Kernahan caught behind, and Frigo takes the mark.
Frigo across the ground. Gastiff and/or McAdam. McAdam in front takes the mark. He's at right half back. Side trailing by 22 points. Gilbert McAdam. Taking a long time. The 89 McGarry medalist goes down eventually towards the wing. Madden is up in from the side. Clark. It falls to Sexton. Bond will need to go and does. McAdam did well. Stood up, took the ball, gets it away towards McLean. Surrounded. Feeds it back to Voss. Quick hands away to Hamilton. Back he gives it to Voss. Voss now at half back. Kicks towards the wing. Coming up to meet the ball. Sexton. That's a very good mark. Body to body with Starcevic and beat him. Hannah wants it across the ground. That's the direction the kick takes. Lehman's done well to get back. He arrives first, Lehman. Kicks it in front. Paddles it towards the boundary line. Hannah trying desperately to work him off the ball. Lehman flicks it back looking for support. Sliding in there is Leslie. And the ball eventually across the line. A lot of work for little return for both players.
Great contest, wasn't it?
Yep. Hannah wanting the ball on the other side. I suppose it's an option, but hard to score from over there because you're kicking back into a very stiff breeze. Storming up the ground, it's White on the wing. He kicks to half forward. Silvani step for step with Pios again. And this Carlton half back line and full back line playing very, very well. Sexton driving towards half forward. Missed by Clark. Over the ball is White. Sliding in desperately is Spalding. Slaps it wide. Taken by Clark. Gets it to McAdam. And McAdam from half back comes wide towards the wing.
Lappin takes the mark just in front of Ange Christou. Kick by Lappin. Hamilton leaves it for Pios. Back to Lappin at centre wing. 1-2 the Bears only. The magic is gone so far. Gleeson takes the mark. Kick by Gleeson to half forward. Leslie might have interfered. No whistle on the play. Bond and McLean. A bit of magic there. There is Troy Bond, Port Adelaide best and fairest last year, playing his 13th game in the AFL against Michael McLean, whose nickname is Magic, and he also won the best and fairest last year for the Bears. Clark beats Spalding. Oh, McAdam had it a while, holding it. And this is within goal-kicking distance for the Blues. Breeze at their backs from this attacking side of the ground. And Fraser Brown has it 50 metres out. Gives it a ride on the Breeze, right across the face of goal. And a good mark taken by White. Hand pass before he hit the ground. Through Voss it goes to Lehman.
Lehman still inside his own defensive 50, kicks it towards the outer side. Lynch, unkind bounce. Dean couldn't control it. It's out of bounds and will have a throw in.
The forwards really, Dennis, having no impact for the Brisbane Bears. Lynch only the one kick, Starcevic one kick. Pios has been very quiet also. He in fact has been moved down and onto the ball or into the back line. And Marcus Ashcroft is up in the forward pocket.
There's Voss, well played, got it away to Hamilton, who kicks it down towards half forward. Lynch in front, Dean in close attendance again. Crumbing again is Lynn, pulls it back across his body, floats it down towards half forward. Madden. Well, he's taking more marks this season, I'd suggest, than in recent seasons. He squares the ball. Silvani right alongside the centre circle. Silvani inside the last 2 minutes of the term finds Kernahan about 40 metres from goal.
Well, I think Pios has been put down as a loose man in defence for the Brisbane Bears, but that's also left Steve Silvani without an opponent in the Carlton back line.
That last kick-in we saw, Bernie, went virtually to the centre, so it's hard to get a beat on this wind anyway, isn't it?
Yes, I think you can score at either end, Dennis. It's virtually across the ground.
So Kernahan kicks. No. Way off to the right and behind. Never a chance. In fact, it's gone out of bounds on the full alongside the behind post. Kept going and going to the right-hand side. Kernahan, a rueful shake of the head. He's got one goal this afternoon, and I think the wind catching that on the drop down to the boot.
Yeah, Pios definitely a loose man in defence now for the Bears.
That's a big kick in by Leslie. Hannah. Into Silvani. Another centering kick. Spalding. Kick and a half to goal from there. Christou up from the back pocket to give support. It goes to Brown. Brown 53 metres out. Cook got underneath it this time. And Gastev rushes it behind.
Well, the problem with that, with Pios now being the loose man, Stephen Silvani's come up to around the midfielder, and it's given Carlton an extra man around midfield.
Oh, I just worry about Rudy Frigo on Kernahan. Kernahan's bad kicking has saved Frigo. Kernahan 4 marks, 5 goals, but he's kicked 1 goal, 2 and 1 out of bounds. Leslie playing on James Cook. Here's John Gastev in the back pocket. McAdam. They keep going short like that. It'll be 12 kicks to goal. Up towards centre wing. At the back, Christou into Silvani. Lynn. The Blues have time to get another one. 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Oh, Bond. Tough kick from there, though, into the breeze.
It was a good effort going back with the flight of the ball there, Troy Bond, to take that mark. He's been a very good player this year, playing only his 13th game. His first season at Carlton. Has kicked 23 goals, 10 so far, and has added a bit of pace to this Carlton forward line.
Didn't think he could make it. Spalding. Now he's right into the teeth of the breeze from where he is, even though he's a bit closer.
Well, you can think, hear what the crowd thinks of that, Drew. They're laughing, the crowd. In fact, fancy giving the ball off to Spalding. They don't fancy his chances from there.
Oh, the siren will make him even shakier. Not the best set shot for goal in the league of all time anyway.
High drama.
They're already well in front. 4-7 to 1-2, but it's been a wasteful first term. Kick by Spalding is nothing. Out on the full. And Carlton might rue that quarter. 11 scoring shots for just 4 goals. It's 4-7 to 1-2.
World Cup.
Brought his own ball.
Start of the second term at Princes Park. Carlton 4-7, Brisbane 1-2. Madden, a star in the opening term, goes up opposed to Clark, and Clark it is who gets it down. This is Brown on the burst, kicks it down towards half forward. McLean couldn't control it. Bradley, sweeping hand pass, that was very ambitious. Hammered towards the boundary line by Hamilton. Gleeson, his 16th possession upcoming, nicely done. He chooses to kick inside the 50. They come from all directions. Kernahan, half chance. Koutafidis didn't have it. He's going to get the free kick. Koutafidis about 40 metres from goal.
Because Gleeson being picked up by Shane Hamilton. The midfield very important, of course. And he really must tighten up on Gleeson. Here's the free kick again to Koutafidis. He did take possession of it. I don't know how he got rid of it. Just threw the arms out, so maybe a little bit lucky to get that free kick. Koutafidis for Carlton.
I think Frigo may have knocked it out with his right hand. Hard to tell there. Here's Koutafidis. The Breeze pushes it way left and behind to start the second term. 4-8 plays 1-2. Carlton dominant in the opening quarter. Martin Leslie to bring it back in.
They make it very difficult for the Bears to relieve the ball from the defensive position, zoning up so well as they do, Carlton.
Clark knocks on a mighty kick in by Leslie. Down goes McAdam. He's over the ball. It does spill out, and now the umpire comes in and will ball it up. In this game last year, they played only once last year, and the Bears led Carlton by 33 points halfway through the second quarter. Finished up losing by 34. Fletcher. And now here's Lambert, the ex-Richmond star. McAdam. Up to Lynch, has been quiet. He dives, missed it altogether. Dean. Peter Dean turns Lynch inside out, kicks towards centre wing. Mostly Brisbane here, flips off the hands to McLean. The kick by McLean. They're getting distance this way. Starcevic gets underneath the ball. Punched down by Sexton. Francis, Lambert, didn't hear the tackler. Off to Starcevic. He's kicked their only goal. And he's now kicked 1-1.
Well, they're the opportunities the Bears really must take advantage of. The Brisbane bench. Sean Hart, Troy Clark, who was taken off very early and replaced by Nigel Lappin.
He was the one who turned it over in midfield that set up that brilliant team goal for the Blues.
Dean picks out Silvani. Sexton. The backline has been terrific for the Blues. Towards the wing. Spalding up in front. Good grab in the circumstances. McKay wants it down the ground. He'll need to go from here, McKay. Back he goes. He's a very clever player. Plays on by hand. Kernahan pulls it back towards the middle. Awkward one for Cook. It bounced obligingly. He's about 40 metres from goal. He's looking for Hogg. Just wide of the mark. Hogg goes down towards the pocket. Well played by Ashcroft. Pushed him across the line. Not quite the precision required there from Kernahan initially, and then Cook. Boundary throw in. Bradley in the grasp. Clark on his knees. Trying to crash his way through was McLean. He's taken high, says the umpire, and he'll get the free kick in the back pocket. He was a bit lucky. He took on the tacklers with courage, if nothing else. He drives it around the outer side. Up goes Clark. Good grab. Close to the line. He's been superb in recent weeks.
A rising star, playing just his 17th game over centre wing. Dean can't take the mark, front of the pack. Bears have the run of it here. Down goes Lappin. Koutafidis. Madden breaks away from Clark.
Being held, Drew.
Free kick to Harry Madden.
Kick number 6 coming up for Justin Madden. A one-hand pass. There's a holding infringement. Clark just caught behind and hanging on.
Oh, Kernahan didn't get first touch. Play on, says the umpire. Outside 50. In the direction of Cook he goes. Over his head. Leslie. Oh, turned around like, oh, what a shocking kick to the goal square. White almost lost it. Now here's Hannah inside the 50, but Lehman slaps the ball away from him.
Oh, is that flirting with danger or what? Martin Leslie. He lost 20 metres, kicked it back to a man on the edge of the goal square.
And White did very well to get it out of the goal square somehow. Koutafidis took clean possession. Brown to Bradley. Spalding lost it. Gleeson another kick. High ball. Cook charged at it and took it on the second or third grab.
Yeah, well, he's certainly added something to this Carlton forward line, this player, James Cook.
Drafted in 1990 as a 16-year-old schoolboy from Tasmania.
Yes, in fact, number 2 in that national draft. And the Sydney Swans swapped that draft choice for Warren McKenzie.
And now in his first season in the AFL, he hooks this kick. And it's off the hands and out on the full. A Bears free kick.
I think
Carlton have been wasteful.
Yeah, sorry, Drew. I think Carlton have come out on top with that exchange, swapping Mackenzie for that draft pick.
Yep.
Here's Voss out of the back pocket, launches one around the outer side. McKay elects to go from behind, thumped it forward. Brown knocks it on, and the ball spills across the line to be thrown in.
Still, there's one thing Warren McKenzie can say that neither you nor I can say. Played in a premiership
side. Yes, very true. He ended up, in fact, playing down at Sandringham in the VFA competition.
Madden props in front. Kudafidis wins it down. Gleeson again has been everywhere. Tumbled out of the pack like a rover. Madden pulls it back to the middle. Kernahan could have almost got a free. Bond slides in. Ooh, be careful.
He played for the free kick there, I think, Dennis, more than anything. I'm very happy to see that one called play on.
I'm happy if you're happy, Bert.
Good on you, Den.
4-8-1-3. A bounce about 35 metres out from Carlton's attacking goal. Kernahan flicks it behind. Knocked forward by Lambert. Kudafidis, who's been good. He's mastered that holding the ball in one hand. Brown goes down. He'll get a free kick. So Brown has been very busy as well, coming up for his 13th possession. Fraser Brown 60 metres out. Long kick. Cook is down there. Good mark, Cook.
Great mark. James Cook didn't appreciate the treatment there from Martin Leslie. He may have thought that knee was a little bit too close to him there. After he took a great strong mark in front of his face. Big, solidly built player, James Cook. Only 20 years of age, 190 centimetres. It would have been a free kick anyway, and the boot went very close there from Martin Leslie.
No easy kick, this one, from this spot on the ground for this young man. It'll be interesting. Currently the margin at 23 points. He runs around, goes with the right foot, pulls it back, hit the post. The lead increased, 13 scoring shots to 4, and that's a true indication.
Yeah, I think Roger Merritt's a huge loss out of this Brisbane Bears side, along with Scotty McIver, who's having his best season for quite some time also.
Been playing 6 minutes in this quarter for no goals. Carlton 2 behinds to 1. In the middle of the ground. Frigo. Looks as though he might have been moved off Kernahan. Lambert. Great hand pass by Lambert to Ashcroft. 50 metres out. Steers it. And Sexton gets back there to take the mark in the goal square.
A little bit too easy, that mark there by Sexton. The runner-up in the best and fairest last year, Michael Sexton, for the Carlton side. 92, in fact, runner-up in the best and fairest.
Yeah, Darryl White now picking up Stephen Kernahan. Here's Mill Hanna. So I didn't think Frigo could last. Hanna up towards centre wing. Here's Kernahan. No mark. Off the hands. Close to the boundary line. Hamilton to Ashcroft. He's run the ball out.
Yes, they're not the slick machine they were last week, the Brisbane Bears. They gave Collingwood a football lesson up there at the Brisbane Cricket Ground, the Gabba.
Boundary throw in. Look at that. Almost a submission hold to one or the other. Clark knocks it forward. In goes Fletcher, who by his standards has been pretty quiet so far. They tie it up in a bounce on the wing. I think Fletcher's a very important man for this Brisbane team, but so far
he's got a good. Sorry, Dennis. He's got a good player on him. He's got a good player on him in McKay today.
Lehman from the wing towards half forward. Lynch is up, couldn't hang on. Christou marches away from half back. Probing kick down towards half forward. This will be interesting. Bond will look to turn McLean here. No, he slipped over, pulls it back inside the 50. Well done by Frigo. Came up to meet it. Sliding mark. About 30 metres from his own defensive goal. 4-9 to 1-3. Midway through this second term, Frigo goes to the outer side. Well, Pios was struck by the ball after being pushed or interfered with by Silvani. Pios approaching that ball, lost his way, and wrong-footed Silvani, who cannoned into the back of it. Pios kicks towards half forward. Lynch was up, couldn't hang on. Hogg is down hurt. Over the ball is Heaver. Free kick is going Brisbane's way. Push in the back, says the umpire. And it's going to Marcus Ashcroft. About 80 metres from goal. Sets it up. knocked on behind the pack, I think, by a Carlton defender, Sexton, who may have hurt his shoulder. Meantime, it's run across the line by Craig Bradley. So a few Carlton players feeling the effects at the moment. There's one of them, Matthew Hogg, and Sexton is not well either.
Yeah, Matthew Hogg was collected by Alistair Lynch in that marking contest. Here it is again. The boot coming out from Alistair Lynch and collecting Hogg across the face.
Now here's Koutofides marking just behind centre wing. Around the dive of Lynch in the direction of Kernahan. Hamilton wide to the wing to Lappin. Lynch unmarked just forward of the wing. Been a rare sight. He hasn't been able to get hold of it. Alistair Lynch.
First mark to Alistair Lynch.
To half forward. Gastev from behind. Can't take the mark. McKay front of the pack. Slides the ball across to Dean. Gleeson on the run. He'll get 50 possessions if he keeps this up. And the ball goes out of play. Here we are at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. Adrian Gleeson, 1 mark, 17 possessions.
Boundary throw in. Again, Clark and Madden. Look at that. 2 giant tripods taken there. Missing the ball initially was Koutofides. It ricochets back towards him. Out of the congestion goes Brown towards half forward. Bond pushes it towards the line. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. So what have we got? Under 11 minutes till half time, and it's 4-9 to 1-4.
How do they qualify as tripods?
I was trying to count the legs.
What's the third thing touching the ground?
They've got long arms. So boundary throw in on the outer side. 1 down by Spalding. Bradley gets it away. This is Leslie. Close to the line. Floats one towards the wing. Back goes McKay. She's a talented player. Finds it on the ground. McKay. Still he goes. This is Hogg, who seems to be okay now. Through the middle. Heaver. They're simply too quick for the Bears at the moment. Heaver inside the 50. Well judged by Frigo.
Oh, Rudy's going all right now. But gee, it was a task when he was on Kernahan, the man who's led the Carlton goal kickers every year he's been here, 8 years in a row. Gastev, twice best and fairest. In he comes to Voss. Bears still looking for their first goal. In fact, we haven't had a goal either side in this second quarter. Centre half forward. Through goes McAdam. Chance here for Francis. On the left, Fabian Francis. It's a chance, but across the face of goal and through for a behind. His first score. So far in this quarter, 3 behinds the Bears and 2 behinds Carlton.
Lynn, he's been busy. Little chip to Dean, who waits in the back pocket. 22 points the margin. Silvani's got it. Kicks towards the wing. Spalding missed it. Runs free behind. Hamilton couldn't control it. Opportunity for Lehman now. Lehman kicks towards half forward. There's going to be a relayed free kick. It's going Brisbane's way, and Pios, who took the mark anyway, plays on. Shocking kick. Lynch, bothered by the sun. There hasn't been a lot of sun this afternoon. Down goes Gastev, taken away by McKay. Hannah hasn't had the best of days, but he's got the ball on the wing and can take it for a run. Pulls it back towards the middle. Not a particularly good kick. Made it awkward for Cook. Socked away by Frigo. Picked up by Lappin. Given to McLean, who kicks out wide to accommodate the run of Fletcher, who tracks it down towards half forward. Koutofides did well. Got an arm in there and knocked it out of bounds.
Well, with the pace there, he started off about 10 metres behind. And Fletcher, of course, a bit of a plotter, not renowned for his pace. Koutofides, of course, was a champion junior athlete and made up that 10 metres very easily.
The pace in the back line. Koutofides, Christou, Silvani. Superb.
Yeah, Christou's had a terrific 1994 season. Silvani playing at fullback has been magnificent. And also Peter Dean, the veteran Carlton defender, playing on Lynch, really hasn't given him a sniff this afternoon.
Madden wins the hit out to Gleeson, who's really enjoying the big fella's dominance. Brown over centre wing with a kick. Bradley, chest mark. Kick by Craig Bradley. Kernahan in the chop here, and Cook. A couple of high flyers there. Ground level, Cook good enough. Slides the hand pass away. Heaver ducks the tackle, gets it to the goal square. Should be a Bears mark. It's not. Goes to White, back to Leslie. They're out of the goal square, but just. McLean working confined spaces here. Oh, Leslie gets it outside 50. Here's Bradley. The Blues have to set it up all over again. I can't believe that Lynch was shading his eyes from the sun. Queensland, no place to live if you don't like the sun. Lehman just in front of goal. Can't mark. Cook.
Has to be a free kick, surely.
Gee, the Bears are working hard to get it out of defence. Hamilton, Fletcher and Voss, and now Gastev.
Up towards right half back, John Gastev. Twice the best and fairest winner with the club. Finds Clark. He's on the wing. Kicking down towards half forward. They're hugging the boundary line at the present time. Sexton goes across in front of Starcevic too easily and knocks the ball out of bounds.
Because of Carlton's inactivity in this quarter, you know, the Bears are close enough. They're only 22 points down. If they get 3 quick goals, they're right in this game.
The umpire just having a few words to James Cook. They're behind play, and the emergency umpire also had a run out to sort things out.
Lambert must get a free kick. He was hog-tied there. Craig Lambert on the wing. Floats it inside the 50. And now it's 50 against Carlton. So Lambert will be within scoring range. Not sure who went over the mark there. It may have been McKay, but umpire Carey stepping it out. That's a healthy 50. And now Lambert will kick from about 35 metres out. There's Koutafidis. So Carlton with a few players in the wars at the moment. And Brisbane desperate for this goal. They've got one so far this afternoon. And as Drew pointed out, a few quick ones and they're back in it.
Breeze not as strong as it was.
Craig Lambert. Kicks. What's he done with it? It's good. So the Bears get their second goal and creep closer.
Oh, their last and first and only goal coming at the 13-minute mark of the first quarter, the goal to Starcevic. There's a kick from Lambert from about 45 metres out, maybe 40 metres. It's been a good pick-up, Craig Lambert, been in everything.
Madden about to face Clark from opposite sides of the centre circle again. Hamilton across the ground. Hannah about to be swamped. Lehman and Hannah has been a good battle. Brown, terrific hand pass to Bradley. Craig Bradley on the run. Goes towards the goal square. They get back there. It's a Bears free. Interesting situation for the forward to be infringing, and the umpire speaking to Cook. Free kick to Frigo.
Frigo. Members side with a kick. Up goes Hannah. That's a strong mark. Good grab. Down towards right half forward. Hogg is on in the middle. That's ignored. He sets it up again. And again we see Cook and Kernahan fly. They've got to sort this forward line out a little. Bradley's got the ball. His centering kick. Voss is going back. Takes the mark on his chest. Voss wants to go and does. Drives it around the outer side. Clark is in front from behind Madden. Big fist. Heaver capped in front. Golden opportunity here. Oh, good tackle by Lambert. Hogg still a chance. About 25 metres out from goal, but slipped over. Coming through strongly is White. Well done, but intercepted by Heaver. He went to ground. Keeps it alive. Kernahan back to goal. Gets it back to Spalding. Francis grabs him. And the kick finds the man of the match so far. Adrian Gleeson directly in front. It was lucky, but he popped up in the right spot. And he's done that a lot this afternoon.
He's coming up for kick number 9. Maybe a little bit lucky in the end, but the Carlton forward certainly working hard to keep the ball in there.
Gets the goal. The margin is 22 points.
So Adrian Gleeson's first goal, Carlton's first goal for the quarter. A bit of a scrambly old game here at Princes Park. A good intercept there by Heaver out to Kernahan. Well, Spalding a little bit slow to get his foot to the ball there, but fortunately for him, Gleeson was camped in front. And he took that strong chest mark and kicked his first goal for the afternoon.
One goal each in this second quarter. Lambert balks the hand pass. Now delivers it out to Pios. Kick smothered by Silvani in the middle. Koutafidis, difficult kick out of there. Silvani at full stretch. Spalding. Good vision. Hannah Madden. Well, what a day out he's having. 4 marks. 8th kick. Here's Lehman for the Bears. Away to Pios. Playing up in the centre of the ground now. Pios' kick. Lynch! Well, that's what they paid their money for with their priority pick, the Brisbane Bears, to pinch Alistair Lynch from Fitzroy. And so far, we've seen precious little of it today.
He's kicked 199 career goals, Alistair Lynch, leading goal kicker last year for Fitzroy. So this could be his 200th career goal.
Second mark, coming up for his 3rd kick. He aimed it left, it had come back enough. His 200th.
So the Bears really still in touch. I don't know how, but the margin only 16 points. Carlton certainly has dominated the majority of the play. Alistair Lynch has been out of it. Here it is a replay of this sliding mark in front of Dean. Dean just not able to get there. He's done a pretty good job, though, as most of the Carlton defenders have. They've been well on top. And Alistair Lynch, well done, 200 career goals.
Madden and Clark go at it again. Clark wins it down. Hacked out of mid-air by the Bears. It comes down towards the half-forward line. It was Lehman's boot. In the road, Silvani. That's a very untidy hand pass, trying to make something out of nothing. He should have kicked. This is Voss. Gets it to Gastiff forward of the wing. Feeds it to Francis, who trips the light fantastic on the line. Kicks towards full forward. Back goes Christo. Did very well keeping that ball in front. There was danger behind. And Dean runs it across the line on the bounce. 5-9 plays 3-5. Just over 2.5 minutes till half-time here at Princes Park. As Bernie said, pretty scrappy affair. Hopefully in the second half things will get a little better. Madden. McKay tried to clear a path. Lambert did brilliantly. Pushed off the kick was Ashcroft. Koutafidis takes the mark.
Cook coming off for Carlton and Ron DiIulio coming on.
That makes a little bit of sense. On the outer side, this is Christo. Parkin trying to pinch a late goal, and the forward line generally has had the big men flying too much for Carlton. Again, 2 up that time. Kernahan with Bond. A scramble. Kernahan surely taken around the neck. No free kick and a bounce. Left half forward.
It was good work by Steve Kernahan to get in there and smother that ball. An attempted kick off the ground by Michael McLean.
Clark palms the ball down to Voss, who concedes some ground. A high ball up towards the centre of the ground. Pios.
They've suddenly looked a little bit better in the last 5 minutes, the Bears.
It's only 16 points the difference. Francis, good hand pass. They're on the defensive side, but they've got some space. Fletcher. Towards Lynch. We should have taken the mark.
Yeah, but why into that pocket, Drew? It's almost impossible to kick a goal there. And also Tommy Elvin to come on for Carlton, with Bond coming off. But that's not good play by the Bears. A bad lead from Alistair Lynch. Almost the dead pocket here at Princes Park this afternoon.
Voss punches towards the goal square. Heaver. In trouble. Christo round the corner. Clears the 50. And Clark takes the mark. Youngster played for South Adelaide. Here's Madden. Well, he was in the position to take the mark, but didn't. And the umpire will ball it up. Interesting that Mark Nayley, who rode to Clark at South Adelaide and also rode to Madden when he was at Carlton, said that Clark potentially was the equal of Madden.
There's the bounce in the pocket. Inside the last minute of the half, Madden wins it down. Francis did nicely, gets it across to Hamilton. Lynch finds himself in front, a collision with a couple of Carlton defenders, and then unfortunately for the Bears, Voss slipped over. Down goes Pios. McAdam a half chance. Out comes Christo. Play still goes on. Getting it out there, Silvani up to Voss. He couldn't control it. In goes Hogg, kicking in danger, and it will be a kick, I think, to Matthew Hogg.
Great little player, Matthew Hogg. A real gutsy little performer for Carlton.
Let go by Footscray, surprisingly. Hannah to Sexton, who runs up to centre-half back, kicks towards centre-half forward. Kernahan worked under the ball. Chance for Alban. Kept in front, diving on top of it, free go. Robbed of it by Kernahan. Somehow gets it to Alban. Dragged off the kick. Brown paddles it towards goal. Meantime, there's a whistle.
We'll get a free, I think, Tom Alban, for A trip, the umpire indicating, umpire Murray Bird.
And the crowd wanting to know what happened to advantage there.
And the umpire signalled trip. I thought that was flavour of the month for reports.
Well, let's have a look at this again. Just a hand on the back of his leg there by the Brisbane Bears defender.
So Tom Alva just on the ground. A chance to stretch the lead for the Blues directly in front. His first kick of the afternoon. And he puts it through for a goal. After the siren, the Blues get out to lead 6-9 to 3-5. Well, a strange first half at Princes Park. Carlton certainly getting plenty of the ball, but their forward line, as evidenced by those late changes, I think, from David Parker, not functioning all that well. You had Spalding down there, Cook and Kernahan, all quality players, but so often flying in a pack together. And he went for less size very late in the term, and Alvin repaying him with that goal after the siren. Repeating our score at the half then, it's Carlton 6-9, Brisbane 3-5.
So we get underway to start the second half. The Blues by 22 points. Clark wins but goes straight to Brown. Kicked by Brown up towards the 50. A diving marks built by McLean. Off the ground goes Spalding. Kernahan in front. A clever palm out. Spalding kept on coming. Dishes the hand pass wide. Even wider for Bradley. He goes the banana kick, Craig Bradley, and kicks it. What a start to the second half.
Man, a terrific effort down in the middle there. Big Justin Madden getting his hand on the ball. Down to Fraser Brown. Off the ground there by Earl Spalding. Clever tap on. Steve Kernahan. Free go back on him at the start of this second half. This is a wonderful goal by Craig Bradley. Summed it up. And he's pretty happy with that one.
Free go off the ground. Hart going down now into defence. Obviously the changes brought about by the restructuring of Carlton's forward line. Down went Hamilton, got a kick away, gained about 15 metres. Lehman crashing through. McAdam dragged off the hand pass. Fletcher, quick hands, gets it back to Lehman. Brilliantly smothered by Silvani. Comes up brandishing the ball. Opportunity now for the Blues. Christou goes off the ground, gets it back towards the 50. Well, a half chance there, but Craven fell over, and as a result, some scrambly football results with Leslie's mark. A tumbler forward of half back. Goes back towards half forward. Lynn again clears the zone. A high kick this time towards the outer side. In front is Voss, and the ball runs away from him and goes out of bounds on the outer side.
They haven't had the forward this afternoon, the Brisbane Bears. McAdam now down there. Pios also there. Alistair Lynch has had no impact. Starcevic kicked one goal early, but he's only had 2 kicks. Alistair Lynch has had 3 kicks, only 2 marks.
Madden in there. Hart. Hurried kick across his body. Troy Clark couldn't control it. Fletcher sockers it forward. Silvani again heads for the boundary line, gets it across.
And the other forward there, Paul Pios, has been picked up by Stephen Silvani. There's Stephen Silvani's stats, but Pios really hasn't had an impact on the game either.
7 possessions for Pios. Half forward for the Bears with the throw in. Madden down to Brown. The hand pass floats for Christou. Great penetration with that kick. Inside half forward. Kernahan on his chest. That is brilliant football.
Lovely direct long kick there from Ange Christou out of defence. He's played a great game picking up Gilbert McAdam. McAdam's stats not all that good either. So really they've had a lot of players down. McAdam only 5 kicks. That's the way to play it. Long and direct to the high marking forward.
Stephen Kernahan. He's taken 5 marks. He's already had 11 possessions, but so far only 1 goal. 48 metres out. It's good. Beautiful football by Carlton, and they've scored 2 goals in the opening 3 minutes of the second half.
There's 2 goals to Steve Kernahan. 43 for the season. And we see the play out of defence. Good hand pass from Fraser Brown, who's played a pretty good game for Carlton on ball. 11 kicks, 7 hand passes to Fraser Brown. Christou's a long, direct kick, looking for Steve Kernahan.
So a real challenge now for the Bears. They're down by 34 points. Brown digs it out of the middle this time. Floats one inside the 50. Kernahan couldn't hang on. Leslie surrounded. Manages a kick just outside the 50. But Koutafidis has been very good today. Comes up and takes the mark on his chest. Goes for distance. Kernahan is going back. In from the side. Alvin not paid. McLean deep in his own defensive area. Gets the hand pass off. This is Lehman close to the boundary line. Boots it around the outer side wing. Behind the third man in the queue, Sexton. Reaching over the top, takes the mark. Centering kick, ill-directed. Voss goes up and missed it. Koutafidis out of mid-air. Gastiv has to wait and did pretty well. John Gastiv. Brisbane under pressure now. He squares the ball. Lehman still in the back pocket. 8-9-3-5. Lehman goes for distance around the outer side. It hangs in the breeze. Lynch was up. Dean gets back first. Francis can't keep it in. Tried to reel it in. Gleeson went down. Hannah got it across. Knocked away from Brown by Lambert. Hannah goes again. Loose ball on the outer side. Francis gets his second opportunity. And this time the ball is out of bounds. It'll be thrown in.
Well, the Blues have won 5 games in a row. They're going for their 6th straight, which would equal a season best. 6 straight won by the Eagles until they tumbled at Collingwood. Here's Gastev. Up towards half forward. 2 against 2. Silvani, a great punch to the front. Worth a brilliant hand pass to Lynn. His kick just over the head of Spalding. Oh, Alvin, good gather. Centres the ball on the bounce to Kernahan. Kernahan trying to just palm the ball down and keep it in. He's done that, but Alvin can't. And boundary throw-in. Well, the crowd really starting to find some voice now. The Kernahan is moving. He's kicked the goal already to start the 3rd quarter, and they love him here at Carlton. Clark and Spalding throw in too much carry for them. Lambert, good hand pass. Gastev, Lehman. They just can't find any space, the Bears. Centre of the ground, grabbed by Silvani, or palmed down. Socket forward by Francis. Well gathered by Dean to stop the ball getting to Lynch. Here they go again, Carlton. The pass from Madden. And Madden's taken his 5th mark.
What about the lead? Madden goes down towards the pocket. Alvin on his knees. McLean hard against the boundary line. Did it well. Leslie back to McLean. Runs to half-back. Voss. Smothered there by Gleeson. Diving in was Heaver. Gets it to D'Ulio. Bradley, oh, well done. Bought some time. Gleeson upended. Centering kick, though. Back goes to D'Ulio. Fletcher missed the mark. Kernahan's hand pass good. Bradley from 35 metres. Another one for the Blues. Now they're making their move. Dominated the first half. Not reflected on the scoreboard. Now that's starting. It's 9-9 to 3-5.
Yes, the important contest in this passage of play is Ron D'Ulio going back to make sure that Fletcher didn't take that mark. Terrific effort by Ron D'Ulio. Going back with the flight of the ball wasn't easy. He put his body on the line. But all praise, of course, will go to Craig Bradley, kicking his 2nd goal. Both coming in this quarter.
40-point lead, the biggest margin of the game. Carlton have ripped on 3 goals to start the 2nd half. Clark beats Madden this time in the middle. Fletcher trying to wrestle the ball free. He's wrestled to the ground. So we'll have a lot of players around this in the cricket pitch area for the next ball up. 63 to 23. Madden watching behind for Clark. Takes clean possession and he'll take a free kick as well. Clark coming over his shoulder. Madden's added 9 hit-outs to his 11 possessions. There's a mark to Hart, clip round the ear. He goes back to McLean. There's plenty of Bears in their own 50. How they're ever going to get the ball forward, they'll have to run it forward. Voss starts the process. Up towards centre wing. Oh, Carlton. Madden again.
He's played a pretty good game today, Justin Madden. 6 marks. Coming up for kick number 11.
Goes for distance, and that's the key at the present time. Alvin comes out, missed it. McLean behind. Assistance from Leslie. Awkward one for Gastev. Lambert quickly away. McAdam, that's better. White kicks for space towards the outer side, and Fletcher. Now he can take it and go. Lehman on the overlap, can run to the 50. Lehman goes for distance. Long kick, good-looking effort, just wide of the mark. Not easy with this strong cross breeze. And behind, Lehman has one on his wing. Just over 13.5 minutes till three-quarter time. Big lead now for the Blues. And Dean to bring it back in.
Starcevic on the interchange bench in this second half.
Dean straight up to Hogg. Hogg to Silvani on centre wing. This is unfair. Silvani beats Pios easily and kicks towards centre half forward, looking for Kernahan, but he didn't give it enough. Leslie chopped it off to Lambert. Going short, the Bears. Low down is Fletcher. Play on, said the umpire. Into Lehman. They're not moving the ball forward, the Bears. Now they've lost it. Brown floats a hand pass. Hannah lopes onto it. McKay doing a good job with Lambert. Albin's been all right in the third quarter. Little hand pass back to McKay. And the umpire will ball it up. Tom Alvin dropped a couple of times, getting towards the end of the road. The former speedster, I think I might call him, from Bairnsdale. I think he's lost a bit of his pace.
Well, he's been around since 1984, Tom Alvin. 32 years of age now.
Spalding palms down, but straight to the opposition, and Voss kicks out on the bounce, gains about 15 metres.
Earl Spalding, who made his debut in the same year that Brisbane joined the competition. Of course, that was with Melbourne. Valuable play now for the Blues. Boundary throw in on the outer side. 9-9-3-6. Madden works his way in front yet again. Clark reaches over the top, though. Gleeson went down and a tackle. Bradley to Brown. They've both been very good. Brown hard against the line. Well, it's very difficult to keep it in when you kick under pressure in that pocket. It proved again there. The ball drifting out of bounds. Michael McLean in the back pocket then. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. They'll contest a couple of metres in from the boundary line. And McKay runs it across. 9-9-3-6. McKay still wearing a scar from that Friday night game against North Melbourne when Campbell collected him. McKay making light of it, though. Kicks it down towards the attacking 50. Good contest from DeUlio. Spalding held a long time. Hart, who's done well since coming onto the ground, goes for the boundary line and gets it across despite the efforts there of Craig Bradley.
16 possessions for Craig Bradley. Clark with a run at Madden this time. Brown. Pios. Fletcher on the turn, but too slow boot to ball. And there was the speed of Silvani in evidence. It spills to Brown. A centering kick. I like Kernahan's chances. Hands to it, but no mark this time. Hart tries to go off the ground. Well spoiled by Kernahan. Alvin across to Madden. A snap by Harry Madden. Look at that. Well, in a game of highlights, he'll savour that one.
Yeah, certainly. Not a great goal kicker is big Harry Madden.
No justice, though. Leslie, a lot of guts to go back.
Yeah, certainly. And good guts there by courage shown there by Steve Kernahan, throwing his body on the ball there. In fact, Madden, although he's kicked now 15 goals for the season.
Big lead now for the Blues. Lambert trying hard in the middle, emerges with a football and goes down towards half forward. Lynch tracking it towards the boundary line. Dean has been the master in that confrontation. He wins again. Getting in, under and in front of Lynch and getting the ball across the boundary line.
Yeah, he's had very little impact on the match this afternoon, Alistair Lynch. Maybe time to just give him a run in the ruck. Give him a bit of freedom, I think, Dennis.
Or maybe in defence, eh?
Either.
Madden in trouble. Lambert again, the quick hands. McAdam gently around the boundary finds Troy Clark. They need a spark. Clark goes down towards the kickoff line. Lynch is the target. Over the top is Hogg. With a whistle, but they didn't stop. Here's Clark dragged down.
Well,
could have almost been holding the ball. It is.
I heard the whistle also, Dennis. I think he was awarding a free kick to Peter Dean. Now, how can he award advantage in that situation when the ball's just thumped into a 50-50 situation?
Perhaps he's a very good judge, Bernie. Here's Lynn out of defence. Members side, Spalding under the ball. But it runs for him. Earl Spalding feeds Bradley 2 goals in the term already. Down towards half forward. In front down there is White, who in the corresponding match last season booted 6 goals against the Blues. Voss, Hamilton, now Leslie back towards Voss. In trouble, Koutafidis had him. This is Fletcher, well played. He runs away with the ball and kicks to half forward. Troy Clark's got it. Clark about 70 metres from goal. Hart cruises by. Clark ignores that. Goes for distance. It clears McAdam and Christou. Christou is held by McAdam, and he'll get the free kick.
Well, just nothing going right for the Bears. They'll probably say it was stage fright. Playing in the match of the day in Melbourne for the first time in their history, and all the media publicity that they attracted during the week after their magnificent victories over Essendon and Collingwood in the last 2 weeks. It doesn't look the same side. They've managed just 3 goals 6. Leslie, spoiled by Spalding, comes off hands. Craven, centering kick. No chance for the Bears here. They're swamped in defence. Spills to Clark, and he snaps, and Matthew Clark, great goal. Well, Madden got the last one, and Clark answers with one for himself.
Well, it's been a pretty good duel, hasn't it, that one between Clark and Madden. Hit out 17-17, so I can't get any more even than that. Terrific contest there by Silvani. He's made it very difficult for Pios. Over the top he goes. And spilling to the ruckman there, Matthew Clark, a very mobile ruckman, had a great game last week against Damien Monkhorst.
Poor old Fraser Brown. That pack just descended on him. 10-9, 4-6. Clark and Madden renew their duel. Madden wins this one down. And it's going to be a free kick. It's going Carlton's way, and McKay will take it. Fast developing into one of the premier defenders in the competition. McKay, runner-up in the McGarry last season, kicks well inside the 50. Loose ball behind the pack. McLean will get back. He's tackled well by Alvin. Opportunity for Hart. Did I say last year? The previous year, Byrne. Here's Hannah on the other side, stretching, taking the mark.
That's right, Dennis. 92 it was.
He was a star for Carlton last year. Kick inside the 50. Kernahan at the fall of the ball, almost. Play goes on. Heavers over it. Tries to get it out. Gastiff dragged off it. Little toe poke through the pack. It's going to be a Gastiff free kick, is it? And he plays on by hand. Fletcher kept his composure. Did pretty well in a tight situation. On the outer side, the 2 big men go at it again. And Madden somehow got a kick in there. I hope the statistician saw it. The ball's gone out of bounds.
Howes did.
I knew he would. 12
kicks, 1 handball, 6 marks, 12 hitouts. And a goal to Justin Madden. Clark's actually had a few more hitouts. Good tackle by Madden. Might have added another stat there. McKay and Lambert, and the ball out of play. We had some weak sun earlier on, and even Alistair Lynch was shielding his eyes from the sun, but now it's overcast, it's cool. It has been winter, that's for sure, in Melbourne this week. We've had 5 frosts in a row. Here's McKay. On the turn, Alvin behind. Did he get first touch? No. It comes out with the ball. Kernahan. Well, just 1 out. He is very, very difficult to beat, Stephen Kernahan. White is his second opponent, and neither Frigo nor White can do much about him.
Good play there by Tom Alvin. Just setting it out in front of Steve Kernahan. Not much that White could do there.
He was wasteful earlier in the game, Stephen Kernahan. He's kicked 2 goals, 2 and 1 out of bounds. But he's dished the ball off to teammates. He's shared the ball around. He's had 13 possessions. Kicking for goal number 3. Beautiful. That's 44 for the season.
Yeah, great player, Steve Kernahan. He's been a wonderful leader for Carlton. He had 550 career goals coming in today. And here we see this. Tommy Alvin did well to get his hand over the top there, raking that mark, and then just chip it out in front of Steve Kernahan. Good lead. Great kick there by Steve Kernahan. Kernahan now with 3 goals this afternoon, 553 career goals.
It's out to 45 points now, and you get the feeling the Blues have broken this game wide open. Madden tries to crash his way through. And there's going to be a free kick, I fancy, to the Bears. It'll come back to Craven, the former St Kilda player. Danny Craven, who's struggled against injury since moving to Brisbane, goes down towards half forward. He's a terrier. High ball. Dean storming up the ground. That is terrific. They talk about hitting the ball hard. Well, there's a classic example. Peter Dean around the outer side, still going. It was his ball a long way from there, though. Over the ball was Hart. He's buried immediately by Alvin and Sexton. And a whistle.
Had a great game today, Peter Dean. And one of the premier players in the competition, Alistair Lynch. And really hasn't given him a sniff. Centre breaks. They did even up a bit in that second term, but Carlton well on top again in this third quarter.
Craven out of the congestion, but only as far as Sexton. He lost it. Francis to Fletcher. Dragged down. Spalding couldn't pick it up. Troy Clark soccers off the ground. And it goes across the line on the outer side wing. 11-9 plays 4-6. And Brisbane in deep trouble. A marvellous month of June for the Bears, but July is starting to look a little ominous. At least this afternoon. Gleeson in trouble. Lambert showing a lot of heart, goes after that one. Lehman's been good as well. Whistle and a ball up.
Good signs here for Carlton. They're really eating the ball at the moment, and I'm sure that last year's grand final loss is still biting into them, and they're looking to overcome that. Heading for their 6th win in a row here this afternoon. Fletcher, no distance with the kick. Lambert, ball out of play, a throw in. You can only really avenge a grand final defeat on the last day. This year it's the first day in October rather than the last Saturday in September. But they're starting to put together a lineup that could just do that.
They've certainly improved their pace, haven't they, the Blues, this year?
Kick by Ashcroft. Lynch falls to the ground, and Dean takes the mark over the fallen foe. Lynch, he's had a shocker. Across the half-back line, Voss comes in, does well, knocks it forward, goes inside 50, and Voss's shot for goal curls back for a goal. Oh, terrific goal.
He's still only 18 years of age, Michael Voss, who turns 19 next Thursday. He's been a wonderful player for the Brisbane Bears. He's had a shoulder reconstruction already in his career, knee problems, and a touch of glandular fever also. But he will be a wonderful player, no doubt, in the future, Michael Voss. And did spend some time, of course, in Victoria, where he grew up in Alboston, and also in Traralgon.
Oh, case history. 11-9-5-6, so hopefully an example from one of their younger players can spur the Bears. But here comes Hannah out of the middle, goes long down towards full forward, but it's drifting on the breeze wide of the mark and bounces through for a behind. When did you say he turns 19?
He turns 19 actually next Thursday. Michael
Voss shares a birthday, just to be topical, with O.J. Simpson.
Leave that one alone.
11-10-5-6. There's White. He's the master of that little stab drop punt. And he finds Leslie up near centre half back. Ashcroft. Lehman towards the middle. Craven's got it. Inside the centre square. Danny Craven, a man on towards the wing. That's Hamilton, but he goes to Voss. Back it comes to Craven. A lack of conviction at the present time. Lehman runs hard, though. Kicks inside the 50. McAdam comes on left. How's that for a mark?
Great mark, Steve Silvani.
Knows no fear. Stephen Silvani gets it to Gleeson. Gleeson pushed off the kick. Good chase from Pios. As a result, it forced an error. Here's Clark, 35 metres from goal. Goes Goldwood and misses to the left-hand side. He's a remarkable player for Stephen Silvani. A real rubber man.
Let's have a look at this mark again. Going back sideways with the flight of the ball. Eyes only for the ball. Terrific effort there by Steve Silvani.
Now the Blues bring it out of defence. Koutafidis takes the mark in front of Lynch, whose attempted spoil missed. Koutafidis to Kernahan. Not without a chance yet. Now the Bears have it. White, he didn't hear the tackler coming. Diulio Oh, good tackling by Carlton. Fantastic stuff. That was Heaver.
The Carlton player in trouble there too. It's Ron DiIulio, who of course was named as an emergency, came into the side with Barry Mitchell withdrawing. Let's have a look at this again in replay. There's Heaver. They've done that pretty well, Carlton, on a couple of occasions. We've just been able to get a hand in there.
Oh, really good stuff by Heaver. Going Carlton's way. Lambert's hand pass just to Voss, who is in the back pocket. He kicked the last goal. White. Good gather by Hamilton. Into Lambert. Knocked down to Craven. Ashcroft. Now, where's his 30 possession game gone? He's only had 10. McAdam. Oh, Silvani back to Dean. Plenty of time. Peter Dean. Centre of the ground is Brown. They're running amok. Fraser Brown to Spalding at half forward. He should have taken that mark.
Yeah.
Spills to McLean. Wide to Leslie.
I think Lynch may now be having a run on the ball. And Matthew Clark playing at centre half forward, Drew. About time they made that move.
Ashcroft to Craven. Back to Ashcroft. Now he's building on his stats, but he has been very quiet, Marcus Ashcroft. And now up to Clark. Troy Clark.
That was a good mark by Troy Clark. Right on the edge of the centre wicket area. Goes long into the forward line. McAdam was up. Crashing his way through was Hogg. Lynch got him. This is Francis. Over the top to McAdam. Chance of something good happening here for the Bears. What's he done? Behind. Good attempt. Kicking into the teeth of that wind.
There was a floating hand pass. Gilbert didn't have a lot of time to get the ball to his boot.
Short one to Brown, who's been terrific.
Just the passion's not there this afternoon, I don't think, with the Bears.
25 possessions for Fraser Brown. Lambert, also a man of many possessions, his 17th. Hamilton's over the ball to McLean, running down towards half forward. A high floater. Gastiff goes back. He knows no fear. And takes the mark about 40 metres out from goal.
Well, if you have a party, you usually have a hangover. And I think the Bears have had a media party this week.
There goes Gastiff with a breeze at his back. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Madden is down there defensively this time. He's doing it all over the ground. He forces it behind. Spalding, meantime, coming off the ground.
Yes, and back on the ground for Carlton is James Cook. He went off about 5 minutes before half-time.
Christou. Well, that's a marvellous kick in. Forget about those short passes to the pocket. 70 metres and spots a man. Koutafidis gives it across to DiIulio.
Kernahan from behind. It comes to the front of the pack. Sticks is after it again. Oh, what a trap at ground level. Craven fights Lambert for it. Free kick was going to be paid. Advantage.
Oh.
But straight to Silvani. Hurriedly onto Brown. Now to Lynn. Spiral torpedo. Long kick. Cook just back. Crashes through the pack. Leslie at the back. McLean.
And Cook has hurt Darryl White there with that crash through the pack.
Oh, high tackle on Lambert, and he'll take a free kick against DiIulio.
I think Darryl White may have caught one in the hip. A little bit sore.
And Danny Craven's putting on a turn in this quarter. 9 possessions so far.
Marks 55 to 39. Clear dominance for the Blues. Here's the kick by Lambert. Straight to Peter Dean, as though he aimed it for him. Dean across the ground to Hannah. He's got Madden wider if he wants him. Defensive side of the ground there. He goes straight up the ground to Sexton. Short pass into Hogg. Off and running the Blues. Hogg tucks it under the armpit. Now looks for Kernahan. Spalding. That's Cook. Third time lucky. And James Cook with the mark.
Well, this is the difference, really. Carlton's had Kernahan, Cook, Spalding up on that forward line. And they have a look at the Brisbane Bears forward line. They've had nothing there. Nothing out of Alistair Lynch. Starcevic is on the bench for the second half after doing very little in the first half. Pios hasn't had a sniff against Silvani.
Bernie, I've never seen that before, getting water on your hands to kick the footy. I mean, most unusual. So now we've got a wet ball to all intents and purposes.
New one on me, Dennis.
He kicked one in the first quarter. And blazes for this one, and it goes out of bounds.
Might be hot water.
So give the water away.
Well, it's affected the aerodynamics.
That is a very strange
not
thing
positively.
to do, isn't it?
I saw him do that earlier in the game. and one wonders whether it is just water or there's something extra there.
I'm trying to think what.
Yeah, what?
Oh, a honey solution or something?
There's Lynch. Couldn't drop the ball to your boot. To the outer side, Madden is up. This is Lambert. Quick hands. Ashcroft, who's been troubled by a flu virus all week, gets it across towards Fletcher. Fletcher towards half forward. McAdam on the burst. Well played by McAdam. Gets it back to Fletcher. Fletcher about 85 metres from goal. His centering kick on the siren. A term that's belonged to the Blues, and you get the feeling they've set up victory in that third quarter. They lead 11-10 to 5-9, three-quarter time at Princes Park. And the Bears bubble, it seems, burst by the Blues. 37 points the margin. Madden number 44 and Clark number 16 go at it. Madden, all the dexterity of a rover, boots it down towards the pocket. Heaver. Well, they get a lightning goal to start the third term. Chances here for a quick goal to start the last quarter.
Well, he's done that a couple of times, Big Justin, today. A couple of centre area clearances quickly into the forward line.
Heaver from 35 kicks it hard, kicks it truly. The margin is 43 points now. Heaver gets his second goal, and Madden's got a smile.
He's pretty happy with that, Big Harry. He's doing the ruck work and the roving work. There's a kick from Heaver. He's been pretty handy around goals this afternoon also for Carlton. His second goal, one in the first quarter, one in the last quarter.
Back in the middle, and Madden faces Clark. Madden wins. Lehman. Bradley and Hannah both after him. Lehman goes to ground. Hannah, Bradley floats one to Diulio. Another one coming up. Diulio being run down here. Goes back for it. Concedes 10 metres. Fraser Brown to the edge of the goal square. Oh, another one to Heaver. Two and 30 seconds to Brent Heaver. His third for the game.
Yes, and again starting in the middle of the ground there. Madden getting the tap out. The centre clearance going Carlton's way. Not a great hand pass there by Bradley. Just a little bit too far out in front of Diulio. He did well to get it back, get the hand pass to Fraser Brown. The hurried kick, didn't have much time to get rid of it. Onto his boot quickly. There's Michael Voss flying at the back of the pack. Heaver kicking the easy one.
All Carlton. Madden again. 13-10, 5-9. It bounces to Clark. Good start for the Bears as they work it towards half forward. Fletcher plays on quickly. Lambert, who's tried very hard. Chip inside the 50. Pios, who's been silenced this afternoon. Coming through strongly, Silvani. Loops a hand pass over the top, McKay. They've run to support so well. Brown peels off centre and kicks down towards half forward. And Kernahan's got the ball.
Fraser Brown, 18 and 10. 28 possessions, Fraser Brown.
Madden wants it in the middle. He has to wait a long time. He juggles it and takes it. It was the worst kept secret here at Princes Park. He was there forever.
And there were 20,000 calling for it.
There he goes, Big Justin. And when he was run up to the brown line, I think it was 1986, Cook and Madden getting hands to the ball simultaneously, but the second grab there taken by Big Justin. He's played a pretty good game, hasn't he? 7 marks today, coming in for kick number 14.
If they didn't notice him slipping in behind the half-backs, they wouldn't notice anybody this afternoon.
His goal kicking's usually pretty good too, Big Justin.
Just getting that plumb line right. Now he starts in. He kicks from 45 metres out. What's he done? It's a behind. Greeted with the roar of a goal. It's all very confusing. I thought it was missing to the left, but the crowd was willing it on. 13-11, 5-9. And the competitive edge has gone out of this game, but other things keeping the crowd amused.
Plenty of entertainment. I've never heard 20,000 yell out Harry before. They did then. Flips to the back of the pack. Fletcher, good little hand pass to Lehman. He steers the pass low towards the 50. Francis, no hope. McKay's hand pass. Christou, oh, good vision. Sexton leaves his line, comes up in support. Now Koutafidis. The Blues running right. Koutafidis from centre wing. Alvin gets crunched down. Just inside the line, Diulio. somehow tunnels it to Alvin. The Bears want to find this out. McLean kept it in, was tackled. Walk it out, Martin Leslie. He walked it out deliberately. The crowd want a free kick. They'll get a throw in.
Well, the boundary umpire having nothing of Martin Leslie trying to crib about 5 metres.
Kernahan in ruck against Lynch. Lambert tries to palm off Alvin. Alvin does it all right. And then kicks out of bounds on the full. And this is within scoring distance, even allowing for the breeze.
Well, the worst game I've seen Alistair Lynch play today. It's been a very poor performance by him at centre-half forward. 4 kicks. One of those was from a kick out of bounds on the full, so he's really only earned about 3 possessions this afternoon, only 2 marks. Peter Dean's completely held control across half-back.
Fraser Brown's 29th possession. He didn't go for goal. Madden's here again, but this time Leslie.
Timely defensive mark. Martin Leslie looking for a little contact.
Oh.
Chips it in short, straight to Brown. It'll come back again pretty quickly, I'd suggest. No, it goes across the line, so at least some respite for the Brisbane Bears. 13-11, 5-9, and the game almost now being played exclusively in one half of the ground. Kernahan, White slipped over, cleverly behind the pack. Keeping it in front was Heaver. Legged was Hart. Moved the ball a fair way. Picked up by Lambert. Quick hands got it away to Craven. That's better. Good happening behind play as Craven drives it around the outer side. Sexton reaches over the top of Clark. Coming through with brilliance was Francis. Palms off Dean. Kicks it down towards the pocket. Silvani has been the master of Pios. Pios spoils this time and fights a draw. The emergency umpire and umpire Carey have restored order at the other end of the ground. Right down in the forward pocket for Carlton. So boundary throw in just inside the 50. Back on Brisbane's forward line.
Madden and Clark. Comes down to Tony Lynn, who will enjoy his game against his former side today. Ball out of bounds, centre wing.
There's 14 kicks to Tony Lynn, also 4 marks. No hand passes from the former Brisbane Bears player.
Been playing over in Central District since last playing for the Bears. Of course, was at Carlton last year, but didn't get a senior game. Bradley, a hand pass hit the back of Holt. Hit him right on the 33. Gleeson, centering kick. Alvin tries to work to the front. Mark or free kick?
Pay the mark. Sean Hart.
Lynch. He's going to get the Bronx cheers here, right in front of the Carlton Social Club. $1 million man. Hasn't lived up to it today. Voss halfback flank. Goes long with his kick towards, well, looking for Clark, but it dropped in short to Lehman. Actually back on centre wing.
Hannah coming off for Carlton. Troy Bond back on.
Big leap by McKay. The punch down to Dean. Floats a hand pass. Happy to concede ground to Lynn. Madden. Oh, he's the favourite here today. They love him. On the bounce to Heaver, who's kicked 2 goals to start this quarter.
Goes in short. Alvin on the lead. What about the hand pass? Now does. Brown close to best on ground. I guess he and Madden are vying for that honour. Leslie has tried hard in defence.
Gleeson was very good, of course, in that first quarter, where he had 15 possessions. His tally now is only 23, so he's been held pretty quiet since quarter time.
Yes, Craven has had the job since half-time and has picked up possessions himself. So Danny Craven has done very well. Remarkable story that from Adrian Gleeson as the ball goes out of bounds on the Carlton forward line. 4 possessions in the second term, so he went to half-time with 19 and now has had 23. Cook and Lynch. Lynch almost moved the ball, but is getting a free kick held by the arms as the umpire. Alistair Lynch goes in short. Leslie, who never gives up. Gastev, wide-eyed. This is White running through centre, pursued by Kernahan. Settles for the kick. It's a long one. McAdam always his. Once Christou took his eye off the ball, that was it.
Yeah, he lost his way, didn't he? Ange Christou there on that occasion. He's had a pretty good game though, Christou, as have most of the Carlton defenders.
McAdam going at his first goal, and he's got it. 13-11 to 6-9.
There's 1-1 to the former St Kilda player. Of course, the brother of Adrian, Gilbert McAdam, a Magarey medalist also. Here we see Darryl White having a dash out of half-back. Kernahan not able to catch him. And Christou just had a look at the player instead of the ball, as Dennis Cometti called, and an easy chest mark taken by Gilbert McAdam.
Still 13.5 minutes to go. Nearly double Carlton score. Ashcroft, he's been really blocked up today. Bradley. Marcus Ashcroft, 14 possessions today. And last week he had 34 against Collingwood.
Yeah, well, there's supposedly been a virus through the Brisbane Bears camp this week, Drew, so that may account for something.
He might in fact be blocked up. Bradley to Bond. We thought he'd gone for the day, but he came back in the last quarter. Here's Lynn. A goal will be sweet against the Bears for Tony Lynn, and it is a goal. He looks happy, and his teammates look happy for him.
Yes, brought it back beautifully on the win there with Tony Lynn, number 15 for Carlton. Fletcher coming off for the Brisbane Bears. Lappin coming back on. There's the hand pass from Troy Bond to Tony Lynn from about 45 metres. He looked as if he had kicked it well right, but he read the breeze beautifully. Brought it back for that magnificent goal, his first of the afternoon.
A big Terry Alderman away swinger, that one. Gee, it went a long way. There's the bounce back in the middle. Madden gets it down decisively, laid it off into the path of Bradley, who goes to Alvin, who goes for goal and kicks it. That's magic. Madden's got to be best on ground. He made a goal there. Sorry, Bill.
That's all right, Dennis. The margin now out to 56 points. And the goals coming in fits and starts for Carlton this afternoon. Tommy Alvin, a terrific knockout in the middle by big Justin Madden. The centre clearance, so very important. Put it down into the path of Craig Bradley over the top and put down the glasses.
Yes, it's almost like Madden read during the week that Clark was regarded as a young up-and-comer, and Madden has gritted his teeth today and smiled his way through this game to prove he's still there. He's back in town, Harry. Back he goes. Bradley to Lynn. The kick up towards the 50. Good marking defence by White. Craven. Lynch at half forward. They've made his return to Melbourne a miserable one. Kick by Lynch. McAdam at the back. Bradley, hasn't he covered some ground? Silvani, beautiful hand pass, a 15-metre job to Hogg. He's got time to fumble. No, he hasn't. That will be a ball up.
With Silvani, it'd be pretty hard to keep out of the votes this afternoon too, Drew. 5 marks, 4 kicks, 11 hand passes. Pios has been very quiet. His opponent, Paul Pios, has only kicked the one behind after having a pretty good game last week against Collingwood.
Well, it's awesome when you think you can add Greg Williams to their best lineup, and Mitchell as well. Here's a Bears, and Francis goes for goal but misses.
Not too many touches for Fabian Francis. 6 kicks and 4 hand passes. There's Rudy Frigo warming up on the boundary line again, preparing to come on, and the young fella for Carlton also preparing to come on, the first gamer, and that's Matthew Allen, 199 centimetres, only 19 years of age. Here he comes for his first run of league football.
Meantime, Silvani kicks it in.
He's been picked up by Craven. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Curtis has it. Kicks it from the other side.
Craven's pointing to everyone. Come and help me.
Kernahan close to the boundary line. Heaver dragged across. No. It comes back to Kernahan. He kicks it down towards half forward. And this ball close to the boundary line is pushed across eventually by Hart. Deliberate is the call. Alvin will get the kick. Now they've sorted out that mismatch down on the forward line somewhat. Leslie's got the big man Allen. And Heaver's being picked up by Craven. Meantime, Alvin's got the ball. 15-11, 6-10. Centering kick. Intended for Allen. Almost the juggle mark. That would have been a great start. That's holding the ball. He was very lucky, was Ashcroft, at the base of that pack. Throwing himself in there was Leslie.
Sure, nearly pay that mark to that kid.
Very close, wasn't it? Not quite.
101 to 46.
Johnny Gastev coming off the Bears. Frigo coming back on.
Wide of the pack, an opportunity for Bradley. Quick hands away to Brown. Brown sets it up. Almost a spectacular mark by Bond. It comes to Hogg. Hogg 20 metres out. Has missed. Behind.
1 goal, 1 now to Matthew Hogg.
And 21 kicks, 10 hand passes for Fraser Brown.
Good afternoon for Fraser Brown, playing in the midfield role.
There's Craven. I would have liked him to stay on Allen for just a little bit longer. Could have had a bit of fun with those two. Oh, Dean, brilliantly played. Brown has been superb in the middle in Williams' absence. The tackling is strong. Francis just gave the hand pass away to no one in particular. Madden's dodging and weaving. Kutafides, a long kick. A chance here for the big fella. The youngster right in front. And his first kick in league football must certainly be a goal.
Yes, well, he'll join the Group 1, Matthew Allen. The youngster, recruited from North Ringwood, 19 years of age, 199 centimetres. A little shove there on Frigo. I tell you what, they've got some height up on that forward line. James Cook, Matthew Allen, Steve Kernahan, Earl Spalding.
Ricky McLean was being tackled then while the ball was in mid-air.
Allen, he's been on the ground about 3 or 4 minutes. First kick, first goal in league footy. Well, that's great. He's forced his way into the seniors through a succession of performances in the reserves. They just had to pick him. And he nearly marked in his first 30 seconds, and now he's goaled in his first 3 or 4 minutes. Look at the Madden in the middle.
Yes, well, a few of the judges here at Princes Park thought that he may have been selected in this Carlton side a little bit earlier because his form's been pretty good in the reserves, but I suppose team balance and structure with Justin Madden in the side made it very difficult for him.
Just over 9 minutes till full time. We're back in the middle again. Allen, who kicked the last goal, taking a turn on the ball. Francis out of the congestion. Taken wide by Kutafides. Best game I've seen him play. He kicks inside the 50. Storming out on the lead was Cook. He was being held. He'll get the free kick. Boss comes up with the ball, but Cook will get the free.
Another thing that was happening there, when Allen went onto the ball for the ball up in the middle, the crowd was yelling, Harry, Harry, because he's in the goal square. He's nearly as tall as the Heatley stand, and they want him to kick more.
There's a water trick again, Dennis.
Must be something to do with Tasmania, Bert. They play on wet grounds. He feels at home. Well, I can't work that out
This
at all.
is the first time I've ever seen it. I've never seen a player do that before.
Now, could the other players complain about that? I mean, you finish up with a wet ball is what you finish up with.
Yeah, I think it'll dry out pretty quickly a day like this.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Cook has missed.
Could be a free kick in the goal square, I think. In fact, it is.
Guess who?
I think the umpires heard the crowd calling.
It's going to Big Harry, is it?
Yes.
Against Martin Leslie. Peter Carey, the umpire there. 33 years of age now, Big Justin.
My advice to Justin is dry the ball. He kicks from 10, gets the goal. Strange day at Princes Park. 17-12 to 6-10.
Yeah, it's been a big half by the Carlton side at half-time. They were 6-9. They are now 17-12. They kicked 5 goals in the third quarter. They've added 6 in this final quarter. And Brisbane Bears only 6-10. They were 3 goals 5 at half-time. Really a dismal day for the Brisbane Bears.
Well, as Allen is about to confront Clark in the middle, you wonder whether this is the tallest side ever to take the field in a league game, Carlton. With Madden in the goal square, Kernahan at half forward, Silvani at full back.
Spalding on the bench.
Gee, they've got some height.
Michael Sexton's no shorty either, playing in the back line. Kutafides on the wing, not a bad size for a winger.
I'm even looking at Alvin being picked up by Hart. You know, every pairing, the Carlton bloke's taller.
Yep. Kutafides 191 centimetres on the wing.
Here's Craven. He's got no hope in amongst this forest of trees. Out towards half forward. Pios dives, can't take the mark. Dean has been superb. Bradley. Silvani kept on going all the way from fullback to Hogg. Hogg from centre wing in the direction of Cook. He got up very high again, interfered. Yes, he pushed. Bears free. He does like going for the big leap.
Yeah. Not on there. So the defensive kick from Frigo. Around the outer side. Clark got hands to it. This is Brown. Another possession. Koutafidis boots it down towards centre half forward. Favoured by the kick to Ulio. Ricochets off the boot of Kernahan. Voss gets the hand pass away. Craven's hand pass is good. McAdam back to Voss. This is Lambert through the middle. Probing kick inside the 50. Christou got to Hamilton. Fisted away. Brilliantly controlled by Sexton. Kernahan. Out wide Lynn. Wider still. Allen. They've got some run in their big men this afternoon. De Ulio couldn't control it. Alvin back to the voice supplied by De Ulio. Close to the line. Alvin. Open goal. What's he done?
Missed everything.
Right across the face. Out of bounds in the opposite pocket.
Had a bit of time there too, Tom, to kick that one.
Any pass onto the chest of Madden would have cleared the defence.
Oh.
Madden in ruck now. Clean possession. Boot to ball. Diulio. Oh, great start. Diulio for goal. It's bouncing. Cook got the goal. Well, broad grins everywhere. This is a cakewalk now for the Blues and a bit of a shame for the Bears.
Yeah, it's a 7-goal final quarter by the Carlton side. And there we see it again in replay. All too easy. Cook finishing it off with that little tap through.
So a major setback for the Brisbane Bears, and you wonder what this will do to their confidence. And we've got a whistle in the middle. Free kick is going to Clark. And Carlton driving for percentage, of course. The West Coast Eagles big winners in Perth last night, and Carlton well behind them on percentage. So they need to press on. They can't get casual here. Dean's got a free kick.
Tell you what, Dennis, he's hard to keep out of the boats too. Peter Dean at centre half back.
You've got too many, Bert.
I have.
Here's Lynn towards the wing. Allen on a lead. Feeds it back to Lynn. Lynn's been very good too. He goes kicking inside the 50. Cook is favoured by the kick. Couldn't hang on. Koutafidis tried to crash his way through. And a whistle.
Well, look at Koutafidis' stats also, Dennis. 9 marks, 20 kicks, 3 hand passes.
18-12 to 6-10. It's your decision, Bernie.
Oh, it's a tough one today. I want to fit about 8 Carlton players in.
Well, just apologise on the program tomorrow or tonight when you make your votes known to the public. Away comes Francis. Boots it down towards half forward. Lynch is in front. Took his eye off the ball. Opportunity behind for Clark. Showing a lot of courage was Dean. Dean a long time to get up too. Holding his head. Meantime, it's a free kick to go to Carlton. And it will be taken by McKay.
Still 5 minutes left in the game. Allen.
Held.
Yeah, free kick, not the mark. He does look very impressive.
Again, a mismatch in height. Sean Hart trying to compete there with Matthew Allen.
Cook. Punch from behind by Frigo. Bradley paddles the ball wide for Christou. Christou looking to get the fist out to Heaver. Back to Christou. Madden lurking in the goal square. The kick to Kernahan. Oh. Well, look at the forward line of Madden, Cook and Kernahan. How wouldn't they take a mark?
Yeah, they've just been out manoeuvred out, matched up everywhere, haven't they, today? The Brisbane Bears.
They didn't take too many marks in the first half, though, but it's working now, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly. They were getting in each other's way there in that first half. Cook was taken from the ground, and they restructured their forward line just before half-time. They do look very impressive. They've got many options on the forward line, the Carlton side.
Kernahan for his fourth. The marks are now 70 to 51. And Carlton rollicking away in this last quarter. They've kicked 8 goals to 1.
Yeah, it's really been a procession this last quarter. The Brisbane Bears certainly look very dispirited. Carlton have had the answers everywhere, right across the ground in every key position, from fullback, centre half back. Steve Kernahan up on the forward line has played magnificently. Big Justin Madden has played a great game in the ruck. Koutafidis on the wing. Go on and on.
Well, you get the feeling it might be a while before the Brisbane Bears have match of the day status again in Melbourne. There'll be some doubting Thomases now after this performance. Never in the hunt, really. Brown gets the hand pass away. Kudafiti sockers it down towards half forward. Here's Heaver over the ball. Voss, who's tried very hard, one of the Bears' best players, heads for the boundary line and runs it across. Just over 3.5 minutes till full time. 19-12 plays 6-10. Kernahan will take clean possession. No, he doesn't. He knocks it down. Craven couldn't control it. Bradley back to Kernahan. Over the top to Hogg. Keeps it in front with a bit of dash. Well played, Matty Hogg. Goes down towards the 50. Can they get their 20th here? The hand pass comes across to DeUlio. Back it comes to Hogg. DeUlio again. He's about 35-40 metres from goal. In fact, it's Cook who's got the goal. That's his third.
Well, it's been a big quarter by the Blues. A great finish by Carlton, a real percentage booster. Second half has been all one-way traffic. James Cook up in the forward line. He's been good, along with Kernahan, as I said. He just had the answers everywhere. Brisbane Bears not in the contest.
Allen goes over his head out of the middle acrobatically. Grabbed by Craven, the biggest to the littlest. The punch from behind is good. Comes to McKay. Punch came from Dean. Here's Allen. He looks $1 million, this kid. Bond setting up a choice of tall forwards. Goes to Alvin. And Alvin didn't let him down.
Well, they just can't man up, can they, the Brisbane Bears in defence. And Sean Hart, who's no giant himself, is trying to pick up Tommy Alvin. Tommy Alvin, 183 centimetres. Here it is again into that forward line. And if it's not the tall players taking the mark, it's one of the smaller players, Tom Alvin, playing in the pocket. Marcus Ashcroft coming off for the Brisbane Bears. Paul Pios back on.
Ashcroft, 14 possessions. Tom Alvin is kicked 2. Make it 3. There is a veteran of the club and the players around him sharing his success. They'll nearly win this by 100.
Well, it's been a 10-goal final quarter by the Blues. It's all one-way traffic. Very little for Robert Walls to look forward to. A very quiet afternoon by all these star players. They've been very quiet. A 10-goal final quarter, and the Bears have only been able to pick 1 goal.
Well, they're making plenty of noise here at Princes Park. These Carlton supporters, it's really been vintage stuff from their side in this term. Down goes McAdam, and he'll get a free kick. 21-12 plays 6-10, so they've kicked, what, 10 goals in the quarter. This is verging on the best quarter of the season. Great leap by Dean, right over the top.
What a game he's played. Peter Dean at centre-half back.
Chipped out wide by Bradley, and the mark is held by Bond.
Alistair Lynch looking very, very disconsolate behind play.
I think the best term for the year was 64 points. I'm just racking my brain to think who kicked that, but it may have been St Kilda. But in any case, this is right up there amongst the most productive quarters of the year. Craven in trouble. Trying to reef the ball back in there was Allen, but he legged Craven in the process.
A little bit lucky to get that free.
McAdam sold into trouble. And the appetite for work by Carlton in this last quarter, quite outstanding. Evidence again there, yeah. McKay wanted the ball, smothered the hand pass off the ground by Heaver, and the mark is held by Cook. Back to McKay. McKay goes goal, and it's another one. So the best term of the year.
What a quarter. 11 goals have kicked in this final quarter of the Blues. And the Brisbane Bears have added 1 goal, 1. And Carlton's added 11 goals too. So great accuracy in their kicking for goal. A wonderful performance. And heading for their 6th win in a row, the Carlton side, which is equal, of course, the best in 1994. The West Coast Eagles holding the record up until today when they had won 6 on the trot also.
Well, before they started this purple patch, the Bears' last shocking loss was by 99 to Hawthorn. They're currently 98 behind at Carlton. They go forward, but Sexton takes the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Carlton have it again. They want to win by 100. There's 56 minutes left, 56 seconds left. Hogg from centre wing. Alvin charges at the ball, went straight past him. McAdam gets rid of him. The crowd want a 100-point margin. Here's Lambert. 41 seconds left. White goes to the outer side to Voss. Koutafidis has got pace. Comes from nowhere. Anthony Koutafidis works to the front. They're a chance to lose. Koutafidis bounces up to the 50. He doesn't go for goal. There's height there. The kick didn't have the distance.
Free kick.
Bears free kick. Advantage. It comes to McLean. 20 seconds remaining.
Just got the record book out, Drew. The best term actually is held by Carlton this year. Their third quarter against Hawthorn in round 4, they scored 69 points. So what have they done here, Bert?
Well, what have
Very
they got in
close.
this last quarter? 11 goals to 68.
Oh, so we haven't got a record just quite yet on the outer side Lynch, and we may not get one. There's the siren. Full time at Princes Park. It mightn't have been a record, but it was quite outstanding. Just one off their best for the year. Second best term we've seen all season. And Carlton just manufacturing goals from everywhere as we go down to the star of the game.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was just a matter. What terrific win, mate.
Thanks very much. It was a great win, and you know we're having over 4 points.
Well, thank you. See you, boys.
Good man to interview in that situation because at least you can see him. Where did Dipper go? Disappeared.
I think a few Carlton supporters might have got in there for ones they reckon they owe him from years before.
Trial by video. There's an operator on interviews.
Oh, there's one to Curly Austin that comes to mind.
Well, an amazing performance that by Carlton at three-quarter time that put the game out of the Bears' reach. They led by 37 points, 11-10 to 5-9. We couldn't have expected what came next. Carlton eventually winners, 22-12 to 6-10.